People often ask me why I'm so interested in learning about Korea. A good question. Most Belgians I know tend to prefer learning about countries and cultures that are more familiar to our own, ones that we can easily travel to and experience from the inside out. And as someone who hasn't been to Korea but now does hold a degree in Korean studies, it has made me wonder, how do you experience a country from the outside? Traveling seems to be the most straightforward answer to this problem. There's endless blogs and vlogs by people traveling or temporarily living in Korea because they grow interested in music, food, or the clubbing culture, and it does conveniently place you physically inside of the country. But I've learned that being inside a country definitely does not equate to being inside a culture. And so, well, it's not like we can test that theory for ourselves at this point anyway. Later, perhaps. Luckily, I am nothing if not a very annoying and persistent bookworm, and so the prospect of doing a little bit of harmless armchair anthropology does not scare me in the slightest. When in doubt, there's only one place to go: the library. 2021 is an interesting year for me to learn more about Korea, since this year marks the 120th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Belgium and Korea. It's exciting to learn about our shared history, because contrary to what you'd expect, there's quite a lot of it. Throughout history, we've worked together, fought together, and we can't deny that we are both small countries surrounded by political superpowers, looking to establish a strong cultural identity. So despite our superficially visible differences, the more I learn about Korea and Korean culture, the more it starts to feel familiar. In a way, it almost feels like coming home, which, what do I even do with that information? I spent a few hours in the library looking up how people are writing about Korean culture and history in a non-academic way, through poetry and travel magazines and art analysis. And perhaps unsurprisingly, everyone has their own opinion on what is the real Korea. Which inevitably leads me to ask a new sort of question. Rather than, how do you experience a country? It becomes, what does it mean to experience a country and a culture from the outside? When I was a teenager, my relationship with Korea was very clear. Let's perhaps not linger too much in the past. I wanted to study Korean when I was in secondary school.
My first love story.
Which is now like 10 years ago, which is terrifying. I really enjoy learning and I love going to university. So I made the decision to sign up for the postgraduate program in Korean studies to learn how to speak Korean. So as I'm recording this voiceover, I am actually graduated from this program. Just let me tell you a little bit about it. It was a really high-paced program, and our teacher got us almost up to a lower intermediate level in 1 year. She was truly a fantastic teacher who pushed us to do the best that we could, and even through only online classes, she managed to motivate us so much. 선생님 사랑해요. Anyway, I'm still self-studying Korean, and I have a studygram where I talk about this journey, so follow along if you're interested at Little One on the Moon on Instagram. Now, we can't ignore how large a part consumption plays in experiencing a culture. Music, drama, variety shows, whatever. You'll definitely enrich your understanding of any culture through these, and they're also the most fun part of learning.
It's Big Bang.
And if we're talking about consumption, food, of course. I actually made a video of me trying my hand at making my very own kimchi, and you can find the video on my channel. It turned out surprisingly delicious, and I am a horrible cook, so definitely try that out for yourself. Alas, I have no real conclusion to offer. There's no one-way track to understanding another country, because culture is so multifaceted that you can spend a lifetime on studying it without ever fully grasping every aspect. But isn't that just the point? Learning the world around you is a work of a lifetime, and it's all about the journey you undertake getting to the end. I hope I'll get the opportunity to visit Korea soon, and that through all of the preparation I'm doing now, I'll be able to look around me and chat with locals to share excitement, stories, good food, and perhaps a few bottles of soju. If you decide to spend more time with me on this channel, I can't promise straight up entertainment or that I'll stick to a single topic. But I am a storyteller, and so I can promise a supply of adventures, retellings of my journey towards getting to know this country better. And books, lots of books. Because I think the beauty of books is that you can read them again and again and always discover something new. Until you decide you're ready to move on. See you next time.